As we get ready to enter the third year of this pandemic, doctors are still figuring out the long-term effects of COVID-19. Some people who caught the virus more than a year ago are still suffering from it. People who have COVID symptoms for more than 4 weeks are called long haulers. It's also called long COVID. It's something doctors are still learning about. Eleni Dow shares the experience of one Coeur d'Alene man whose life has changed long after he last tested positive.
21 months into the pandemic, and with vaccines rolled out, doctors are learning a little more every day about COVID-19 and the long-term effects. Some people, like Cory Turnball, have dealt with symptoms for the last year, trying to figure out what to do next. Life is about doing the things you love. For Cory Turnball, it's hiking, hunting, and playing with his 3-year-old daughter, Joey. All those things became more difficult after he caught COVID-19. He used to be able to hike miles. Now he struggles with the simplest things.
Literally anything. I mean, I can, if I try to play with our daughter around the house, if I can chase her, maybe, from the kitchen to the bedroom or just chase her around and, I have to stop and get my life together real quickly.
It came as a shock. He caught COVID last December and only had mild symptoms. A few months later, he felt short of breath and his heart rate would range around the 150s with any activity.
To it, bringing groceries in from the car, just stupid little stuff that's, now has become a little bit more of a task than it used to be.
Doctors still don't have a lot of information on long COVID. But Dr. Dan Getz with Providence Sacred Heart says it can happen to anyone who contracts COVID, whether they have mild or serious symptoms. It's also hard to tell how the vaccines are or aren't helping with symptoms. One study says nearly 4 in 10 people who had COVID still at least had one symptom 3 to 6 months later.
We're learning more every week, and so one of the things that I think has been frustrating for people is sometimes we'll say things that are contradictory to what we had said a number of months ago, and that's because the information has changed, and so we're continuing to study that, but we just don't know enough to say.
As scientists and doctors continue to figure out long COVID, Turnball just hopes things will get better eventually so he can do the things he loves.
It's not that awesome, but, there's people going through a hell of a lot worse. So, to me, it's just kind of, comes with the cost of living,
While health experts are still trying to learn about the vaccine effects, long haulers, vaccinated people are still at risk of getting long COVID. Dr. Getz says the best chance to protect yourself is to get vaccinated to minimize your chances of getting COVID and severe symptoms. In studio, Eleni Dow, 4 News Now.